what's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I figured I would do my favorite type of video to film on this channel, which is book recs, baby. Today we're gonna be going over the best books that I've read this summer season that I think are literally perfect for the summer, in case you're still looking for recommendations for books to read in the next couple of months before the summer's over. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now don't let this fool you, this is only like a third of the stack, and that's because I split my time between living in Canada and spending time at my boyfriend's house in Miami. So I have like half of my books over there in his apartment and half of them in Canada, but I also read a lot of books on my Kindle, especially if they're free on Kindle Unlimited. I don't always buy the physical copy because these are like 25 bucks a pop and I go through them super fast. So I only buy the physical copy of the ones that I really loved that I keep as trophies. Without further ado, let's get into it. First, I just want to flex for a little bit. My sister just made me this for my birthday. If you guys didn't see, I did a massive book haul for my birthday, but she literally made this from scratch, and it's like a cutie little book sleeve and it has a matching bookmark. It just fits perfectly in here. Isn't it cute? She's literally so cute and so talented, so gas her up in the comments. It also has a little pocket, like hello. The first recommendation that I have is literally anything by Abby Jimenez, specifically though her Part of Your World series. I read that entire series literally so fast and absolutely loved every single one of them. Book one of the series is called Part of Your World, and that was actually my first 5-star read of the summer, and it just got everything kickstarted for me when it comes to summer romances, so you definitely have to read that one. The first book follows Alexis, who is a doctor, and she comes from a very prestigious family of doctors, and her car randomly breaks down and this guy from a small town comes to her rescue. They meet, they have a cute little meet cute, and they basically become inseparable. He is literally so sweet, so wholesome. I feel like usually we get a lot of like grumpy guys, which are always like fun to read about, but it's always so fun and refreshing to read about guys that have like golden retriever energy, if that makes sense. So he definitely had that, and I thought their story was so cute. Absolutely loved it. Book 2 of the series is Yours Truly, which was also really fun. It was about the best friend of the first book's main character, and what I really liked about that one is that it talks a lot about anxiety, and it shows what social anxiety and just like general anxiety is like. So I know a lot of people really love that aspect of it. I rated that one 4 stars. Then I finally made it to book 3, which is Just for the Summer. This one, as you can see by the tabs, I absolutely ate it up. This guy is literally the epitome of if you wanted to, he would. Little acts of service. So if you're an acts of service girly, you would love this. Absolutely devoured this in like 2 freaking days, and I think I have a whole reading vlog of me reading the entire trilogy, so definitely check that out. I'll link it below. Moving on to another summer read, auto by author for me, we have Elsie Silver. Here I have book 1 and book 2 of the Chestnut Springs series. This is obviously set in Canada, so as a Canadian girly, I feel like I have to freaking read this, and this is a 5-part series. I literally have been eating this up. I cannot wait to read the rest of it. She also just released Wild Love, and Wild Eyes is coming out in September, so definitely gonna be reading those. I don't think she can do wrong. She has literally never disappointed with any of her books, so I will literally read every single book that she writes. Speaking of Elsie Silver, she also has an entire other series that she released before Chestnut Springs series, but it's getting traditionally published now, so I really want to go and pick those books up because I've heard amazing things. Another essential summer read is Curly Fortune's books. She is also Canadian. This is not intentional, but I just so happened to be stumbling upon Canadian creators, and I read half of this at the beach and the other half when I was at a little lake house cottage weekend getaway, and this was super fun. It is literally the perfect summer read. It has every aspect that you would want in a summer book. It has a cute little romance. The vibes are immaculate. The setting of it is just like phenomenal. And this one in specific was a childhood friends to lovers to strangers to lovers again, which is a really fun trope that I really enjoy reading about. This is also past and present timelines. It was super fun, the back and forth trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong, and how everything got resolved. So this was such a cute little beach read. Definitely recommend you bring this to the beach and read that in the summer. Another recent 5-star read for me was Summer Romance. First of all, wow, the cover of the book is literally amazing. I have it in Miami, so I don't have the physical copy of it right here, but I tabbed the fuck out of it. I loved it. It was so cute, so sweet. The main character, I was just like obsessed with him. Ali, who is basically just going through a divorce, and she's a single mom of, I'm pretty sure, 3 kids. She's a single mom of 3 kids, and she's going through a little identity crisis where after the divorce she's trying to like find herself again and what she likes to do and what her hobbies are and like who she is as a person, without her entire identity being defined by her being a mom and being the husband's wife. She was also like 38 years old, so that was like super interesting to read about, because I feel like all these books are usually either YA or people that are in their 20s, so it was super fun to read about somebody that's like a little bit older. There was a little bit of wisdom sprinkled in there, so that was like really really fun. Okay, switching gears a little bit, I recently read The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hilderbrand, and this was like definitely a little bit interesting. I picked this up expecting it to be a summer romance book, but it did not follow like one specific couple, even though it's kind of like implied that it would on the back. But this basically follows the story of the hotel of Nantucket, and it followed a lot of different characters. Basically, you got to hear about the lives of all the staff, which is about like 10 different people that work there, and also about like 5 of the guests that were staying there. So you get to learn about their backstory and their background and how they all know each other, how they all correlate. And the thing about this book is that all of them had secrets, so even though you were told one specific thing, it was not really explained until later chapters when it kind of like went back on it from another person's perspective. So this was definitely really interesting. Also, this had a little mystery aspect to it because there's a ghost that is haunting the hotel, and you get to read about what happened to her and what she's up to these days, and also her little inner monologue. So that was like super interesting. But yeah, definitely super fun. I really want to read more of her books because I've heard that they are amazing. The next book that I have here is 11 Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is another super highly rated, super cute second chance romance. Again, we have the past and present timeline. The main character in this is Greek, which is super fun because I'm a Greek background, so it was super fun to read all the little Greek names. So yeah, definitely check this out. The next Christina Lauren book that I actually don't have the physical copy of it here because I have it in Miami is The Soulmate Equation, and that was a really fun book that I read when I was at the beach. I started reading it on my birthday actually. I think there's a vlog of that somewhere on the channel, and if not, it should be up soon. But it follows a single mom who has basically given up on dating until she randomly gets told by her best friend about this new app that uses your DNA to essentially find your soulmate. She reluctantly agrees to do it without really expecting anything out of it until she finds out that she is 98% compatible with the owner of this said app. At first, they both don't believe it because they have nothing in common. They don't really like each other. He's kind of grumpy and mean, and she's kind of like, I don't like you, like this is obviously wrong. So they kind of start fake dating, not even fake dating, but just like kind of giving it a chance for the publicity. Super fun, super cute. I rated that one I think 4 stars. It's like a nice little quick read. Another super popular read of the summer has been Butcher and Blackbird. This is for the people that love a little bit of thriller, a little bit of crime. This definitely has some crime in it because they are both serial killers. Also, the second one just came out. I haven't read it yet. I've heard mixed reviews about that one, but I know the third one is coming out soon. So if this interests you, it's basically like a rom-com meets true crime. So if that's your style, definitely check this out. Also, I absolutely despise the freaking Target sticker that refuses to come off, but it's fine, I digress. Next suggestion that I have here is by Anna Huang. Honestly, I absolutely ate up the entire Twisted series, and I know a lot of people have kind of mixed reviews about that one. You either love it or you hate it. When I read it, I absolutely loved it, especially Twisted Games. Reese is my favorite book boyfriend. He's just like so sweet, little bodyguard trope. I just like thought it was like super fun to read about, and so she came out with this series, the King of Scene series. I haven't read this one yet, but I am so freaking excited. My boyfriend actually chose this out for me, so I'm doing a little challenge where I'm reading books that my boyfriend picked out for me. So expect a reading vlog of this with all my thoughts and reactions and everything like that soon. Anna Huang is just like one of my auto buy authors at this point. I haven't read any book of hers that I have not liked, so I'm sure it's gonna be a nice little 5-star. I cannot wait to actually like read the whole thing. I've started this and so far so good. Another book that you absolutely must read this summer is The 7-Year Slip. That one was super fun to read about because it has magical realism. Feels very like realistic, very contemporary, but also there's like a little bit of magic that gets thrown in there. It doesn't give a big reveal or an explanation of why the magical elements are happening, but like it's just like happening, and it was so fun to read about. It's about this girl that lives in this apartment, and she finds out that she has a temporary guy roommate that also lives in the same apartment, but the only difference is that he is living 7 years in the past. So the time jumps happen randomly with no explanation. So it was super interesting to read about their love and how it was evolving, especially when they had the problem with the apartment literally time jumping randomly with no warning, no explanations, no nothing. So if you like a little bit of magical realism, I think you would enjoy that. Another book that I really loved for the summer is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The book follows the story of this girl and her husband goes on some random like excursion, and then his his plane crashes, he's like presumed dead, and then years pass by, she moves on, slowly dealing through the grief, and then eventually she meets somebody else and she is happy again and she gets engaged to be married until randomly her husband comes back from the dead, totally unexpected. Everyone had assumed he was dead, and he's just kind of expecting things to go back to normal, to exactly how they were. So there's a little bit of struggle for trying to figure out who she is, who she's gonna pick, what she's looking to get out of her relationships. The next book recommendation that I have is The Fine Print. This one is Grumpy meets Sunshine, and also this guy's like super rich. He's basically about to inherit, think like of like Disneyland, but he has to work on a specific project. So the main girl character gets hired to kind of help him with a project, and they're working together. So there's a little bit of like forbidden romance, a little workplace like romance going on if you're into that trope. I thought it was super cute. There's also 2 more books in the series that I've been wanting to read, so if you do read the first one and you decide that you really like it, you also get to read about the stories of his 2 brothers and them finding their own love partner. The last book that I have on this list is Funny Story by Emily Henry. The story follows the story of our main girl character who gets dumped by her boyfriend of many years because he's decided that he's gonna go off and get engaged and married to his girl best friend that she was told that she would not have to worry about. So she gets kicked out of the house because her boyfriend is moving in with his new lover, and so she decides that she's just gonna go ahead and room with that girl best friend's boyfriend. So since they both got dumped, they decide that they're gonna live together until they kind of like figure things out. And again, she's going through an identity crisis, trying to figure out who she is because she doesn't have her own friends or her own hobbies, and basically her entire identity was tied to her ex. I know the book is a fan favorite for a lot of people, but not gonna lie, I kind of had like mixed feelings about it. I just felt like the main guy character was just like not all that, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of giving bare minimum, and I like men in books that are like, and in real life, that are just like super romantic, go above and beyond. I don't know, I was getting a kind of like he's a very average type of dude, so it was like not my absolute favorite book of all time. However, it was like a cute little read. It could be fun to read in the summer. It definitely had the romance aspects and everything like that in there, so if you're looking to get into Emily Henry, that might be a good starting point. So that's all the book recommendations that I have for the summer, books that you should read this summer. I'm also planning on doing one of these videos every single season, the fall, for the winter, for spring, and like, you know, next summer and everything like that. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Also, most of the books that I mentioned in this video, I have filmed reading vlogs for. They're up on the channel somewhere, and if they're not, hopefully they will be up soon, so definitely subscribe. And if any of those books seem interesting and you want to see kind of like my real-time reactions to everything and my opinions, you can definitely check out the reading vlogs. They're all spoiler free, but I do give kind of like out of context reactions to things or quotes that I really like and stuff like that, so definitely keep an eye out for that on the channel. Also, if there's any books that you think I missed, or if you have your own suggestions for cute little summer reads, comment them down below, because obviously I'm always looking to add to my never-ending TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up because it helps out so much, and comment your favorite summer read down below, or a book that you're really anticipating to read sometime soon. And other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. It is literally starting to rain right now. I'm about to get rained on, so I gotta go. Bye.